Joining calls to address the wildfires raging in Canada.
Get ready for smoke from the wildfires that are burning up north in Canada.
Canada is on fire again. And this time, the smoke is choking the sky so thick that visibility has dropped to blocks away. More than 25,000 residents across 3 provinces have been forced to evacuate their homes as dozens of active wildfires burn out of control. The air quality in major cities has reached hazardous levels. Schools are closed. Airports have reduced operations, and health officials are warning that the smoke exposure alone could contribute to thousands of premature deaths across the country this season. But here is the detail that tells the real story. This is not a single bad year. Canada is now in uncharted territory, coming off 3 consecutive severe fire years, and wildfire experts are saying that the worst may not be behind us. It may be what lies ahead. 2025 wildfire season was the second worst on record in Canadian history. Only the 2023 season was worse, when fires burned through 150,000 square kilometers of land and released more planet-warming emissions than almost any country on Earth except China, India, and the United States. Now, in 2026, parts of Canada are emerging from winter under abnormally dry and drought conditions. British Columbia's southern interior, northern Manitoba, and eastern Northwest Territories are already showing signs of elevated fire risk, and meteorologists are forecasting that much of Canada could be hotter than normal over the coming months. A super El Niño is expected to take hold this summer, which means warmer oceans, shifting weather patterns, and the exact atmospheric conditions that fuel catastrophic wildfire seasons. To understand what is happening, you have to understand what has changed. Wildfire expert Mike Flanagan is a professor at Thompson Rivers University in British Columbia. He has spent decades studying Canada's fire patterns. His narrative used to be simple. There will be bad fire years, and there will be quiet years. He is no longer saying that. He is now saying that at a national scale, most years are going to be bad fire years. The climate has shifted. The rules have changed. And Canada is now operating in what Flanagan calls a new reality. A warmer atmosphere can suck more moisture out of twigs and pine needles and turn the forest floor into a tinderbox waiting for a spark. It also increases the likelihood and severity of fire-fueling heat waves and droughts. The feedback loop reinforces itself. More wildfires release more carbon. More carbon in the atmosphere means warmer temperatures. Warmer temperatures mean drier conditions and more wildfires. The cycle accelerates. What makes this year different is the pattern that is setting up. Parts of southern British Columbia, southern Alberta, and southwestern Saskatchewan have already seen wildfire-conducive conditions emerge in April and May. Areas around Hudson Bay and eastern Northwest Territories entered the season with lower than normal snowfall. The snowpack that normally protects the forest floor is disappearing earlier in the year, exposing dry vegetation that has not seen moisture in months. And when summer arrives, when temperatures spike, when lightning storms ignite that tinderbox, the fires will spread faster and burn hotter than they have in any previous season. The 2023 wildfires generated the most fire-created thunderstorms recorded in a single season, more than 140 in Canada alone. The previous global record was 100, set in 2021. That means fires are now generating their own weather. They are so intense that they create updrafts powerful enough to spawn thunderstorms. Those thunderstorms generate lightning. That lightning starts new spot fires. A single megafire becomes multiple megafires spreading across hundreds of kilometers in days. The evacuation orders have already begun. Tens of thousands of people across Canada have fled from their homes in recent seasons. Studies document high rates of post-traumatic stress among evacuees. Families are being told they have minutes to leave. They are grabbing what they can carry and driving into the smoke, not knowing if they will have homes to return to. In some cases, they do not. In the 2023 season, entire communities were leveled. In the 2024 Jasper Complex fires, neighborhoods burned so completely that nothing remained. But the evacuations are only part of the toll. Even far from a fire, smoke poses a serious health risk. A Health Canada review estimated that smoke exposure during the 2023 wildfires could contribute to around 400 acute and 5,400 chronic premature deaths. That translates into billions of dollars in medical costs, reduced productivity, and immeasurable pain and suffering. Schools are closing because the air is too toxic for children to breathe. Hospitals are seeing spikes in respiratory illness. People with asthma and heart conditions are being advised to stay indoors. Entire regions are moving into crisis mode. The smoke is now drifting across national borders. Air quality alerts are being issued in American cities hundreds of kilometers away from the fires. The smoke plume is visible from space. Visibility in affected areas has dropped so dramatically that people cannot see buildings a block away. The sky turns orange during the day and black at night. Streetlights come on at noon. It is an apocalyptic landscape that will repeat itself if the pattern holds. What is not making most headlines is the comparison to previous fire years. The 2025 season produced thousands of kilometers of burned forest. The 2024 season did the same. Now, as 2026 approaches peak wildfire season, meteorologists are warning that the conditions could be worse than either of the previous 2 years. Parts of Canada are already showing the warning signs. Dry soil, low snowpack, forecast temperatures well above normal, and then there is El Niño, which typically means warmer, drier conditions across large parts of the continent during the crucial summer months when fire activity peaks. Richard Carr is a wildfire research analyst with Natural Resources Canada. He has studied the seasonal forecast data for 2026. He is not seeing the usual signs of activity easing as summer approaches. Instead, he expects fairly warm conditions through the summer and predicts that the rest of the country might start to get fairly active by sometime in June or July. That means months of continuous fire activity across multiple regions. That means thousands more people will be evacuated. That means thousands more tons of smoke will be released into the air. The question now is whether Canada has entered a cycle that will not break. Flanagan calls this his litmus test year. If 2026 turns out to be a severe fire season, despite predictions of a relatively quiet start, then his theory is confirmed. The bad years are no longer anomalies. They are the new normal. And every year from now on, Canada will need to prepare for evacuations, for hazardous air quality, for catastrophic wildlife losses, and for emissions that will further accelerate the warming that fuels the fires in the first place. As June approaches and temperatures rise and El Niño settles in over the Pacific, the stage is set. The forests are dry. The forecasts are ominous. The evacuation plans are being reviewed. And across Canada, thousands of families are hoping that this year will be different. But the data suggests it will not. The smoke is coming. It always does now. And nobody knows yet how thick it will get before autumn arrives.